Okay, here we go. Hi, Ronnie Figueroa here. Um, I've been doing a series of videos and I've been putting them on YouTube. Probably not in such a professional way. For one reason, I can't really afford it. And also, I just believe or feel that it's a good thing for me to be able to just share where I am right now in this moment. Because I believe I'm on this really interesting journey in life. I believe I've come a really long way from the ways that I used to live and think and believe. And even during the times where I was, really practicing a lot of quote New Age spiritual kinds of things. And one of the things that I'm finding more and more these days is that all we really need in life is pretty much what we already have. And in that, I'm saying that with, again, experientially practicing being what I'm trying to help other people understand, even in this moment. Because right now, there's a lot going on in my life. There's a lot of stress. There's a lot of tension. There's a lot of different, various kinds of things. One of those things where I can say this has probably been the most intense year of my life that I can recall. And at the same time, I still feel more connected with myself. I still feel good in a way, to say that, even though all these really bad things are occurring. And I use the word bad. You can call them whatever you want. People have different philosophies. That you shouldn't say this, shouldn't say that. And please try not to get the mental thinking of what should or shouldn't be said, even the word should, because that's the big one in the New Age community. Don't ever say should, just say it's always going to happen. You can believe whatever you want. All I'm trying to do is to help people see the simplicity of becoming more and more aware, awakened, balanced. I'm liking those two words, that term better these days than others. So when I say balanced, I'm talking about being in that place where we're that much more aware of what's going on inside, outside of us. We're that much more in that whole state of presence, and we have that much more of a positive intention. And those are the words that I use because they're just words, but I use them. Awareness, presence, and I call it positive, loving intention. Now, other key words that need to go in that, even if you're practicing it, because what I'm saying in essence is that you don't really need to practice that much those things. The most important practice is just bringing yourself back here. You can use these words as a mental help to get you here, but once you're here, you're here. And especially when you've been practicing just being here, whether it's like going through the seminars, the books, the meditation technique, this therapy, this spiritual healing, then you get here better. That works, but it takes too much time. I mean, think about it. Think about all of the books, and especially those people who've been doing this for years. All of the seminars that you've gone to, all of the books that you've read, everything that you've done to become a better person, to become more whole, to become more who you truly are, a spiritual person, whatever you want to call it, your truer self, self actualized. Um, and with all of these things, especially the people like me who started doing this in the 60s, how much have we really, really gained from it? And don't get me wrong, there's been quite a bit I've gained from it, and I'm sure a lot of other people have also. But when I really look at it, myself and in other people, have we truly attained what we need to be? I'm going to use the word should, forgive me, that we should have been by this point in our lives? I don't think so. I don't think so because I think many of those things can be more of a distraction than a help. Will they work? But it'll take a long, long period of time, like it has for so many years, when in a much shorter period of time, we can just do the simple practice, which it's amazing how we are so, I don't know if it's afraid or just resistant to just practicing this simple thing. It's too simple, maybe, and it is. And I think that's one of the things that confounds people. There has to be something else. There has to be an idol. There has to be something outside of myself that's going to do this. So I'm going to go to the next guru. I'm going to listen to this one. I'm going to attend another meditation seminar from either Oprah or Deepak, or I'm going to go to the next Anthony Robbins thing, or I'm going to go to the next Eckhart Tolle thing, or this one or that one. There's a whole bunch of names I could throw in there, and I hope it's okay, because most of the people who are quote the leaders, gurus, teachers um, are doing well and good, but there's too much distortion in what we're doing now. And it's always been that way. Too much distortion, even in the midst of a lot of the really great things that have been accomplished. Has my life changed? Has many of our lives changed? Yes. I'm sure significantly many of our lives have changed, but not enough. And if you can see that, it's important to ask yourself, well, why? Here's my answer. And probably it's going to develop another thing that you're going to listen to or trust. So I'll say right off the bat, don't trust what I'm saying necessarily or anybody saying necessarily. Learn to trust what's really already in there, because that is the answer. It is already in here. And here's the simple practice in doing that. It's basically just using this body that we have. I think I've said this over and over again, and you can do it in different ways, but it's basically just bringing stuff up to where you're able to look at all of it, the good, what I would call good, bad, and ugly, the great stuff that's going on in us and in the world, and us as being united and whatnot, and the bad things that are going on in the world, the ugly things, the unnecessary deaths, the murders, the suicides, the unnecessary diseases that are rampant that we needed to have, should have had more healing at this point in our lives, in this time on this planet. So we're not doing what we need to do. And the best way, better way, my opinion, feel it for yourself. If it resonates, that's good. Then you'll get this, is just to bring yourself here. How do you know you're here? You're aware. Wow. Even if you're a busy person like me and you're moving your hands, it's just you can't help but relax. It just happens naturally. I want you to hear that word. It happens naturally. In doing this, I'm present. I'm present here on this my iPhone thing here that I'm recording this, and hopefully people will receive this and hopefully benefit from it. And here I also have that degree of positiveness that, even though there's a lot of doubts, there's a lot of things going on in my life, there's this and that, this and that. In essence here, there's this, cool word, hope. But see, these words come from here, and that's a key thing that I'm trying to promote right now. Let them come from here instead of, oh yeah, I gotta practice hope. I gotta practice saying positive things. Everything's wonderful, everything's fine. I'm going to get this nice new home, this nice new car. I'm going to make so much money this way. I am making, I see it, it's done. Could work, it does work for people. But I think you're really missing something by doing that. In the reference of time, as well as effort, stress on the body. And I think that once we begin to live this, all the other things that we need start to fall into place. Does that mean we don't work at it? No. That means we're going to work harder at this, seeing how serious it is to be here. Even if we're, doubtful, even if we're afraid, even if we're concerned about what other people may interpret from what we're saying, being here is what does it. And staying here is what keeps it going and causes even more acts, what I call acts of synchronicity / miracles. I'm seeing them so much more the more I'm here. taking this risk of, well, if it sounds right, it does. If people get it, that's wonderful. And don't get me wrong, I'm more and more okay with no matter how I'm feeling and how I have to present myself or whatever. Yet there is still insecurities that are here. And I'm not just saying for me, it's for everybody. There's still insecurity in every person. And what I like a lot is the teachers, the gurus, philosophers who will say to you, because I think this is one of the most healing things, that look, I'm human too. I'm going through what you're going through. I'll give you some examples. People will talk like that. And at the same time, in those words, be coming from here. Here's my good, here's my bad, here's my ugly. As I speak here, there's more of a genuineness from it. And that's another good word. The word came up for me, not from here so much, I don't believe, but here, because that is a very, very important thing to remember. Being genuine with who you are and where you are and how you're responding is really more important than I got to put on the smile and put on the act, because if the more I do this, then it'll become more a natural thing. Can that work? Yeah, but then you're suppressing something. If you're trusting, and here's the other word, vulnerable risk taking. Okay, I'm not sure. I'm gonna stay here with it. I'm not gonna put on any. I'm not gonna do any. I'm not gonna put any makeup. I'm not gonna do my hair well. I'm not gonna, try to dress just right for the crowd or whatever. I'm just gonna be here and take a risk. I'm not gonna not say what I would maybe want to say. I don't know if this is right or not, but I'm going to go forward with it. I don't know if I don't feel perfect, but I'm going to do it anyway. These are all the different kinds of things that we can experience in our thinking and in the unconscious part of us that has so much control. The whole idea is to get that balance, is to get that balance. Because, and I've done this analogy before, we're too left-brained, too much thinking, too much trying to figure it out, too much trying to like, okay, this is the right way, I need this thing, I need that thing. And all of this other stuff, that's the more creative part of us, that's like almost, it's like an invisible force. It's like a voice that's trying to say, come here, speak from here, think more from here. What happens the more we do that, it becomes more balanced, and the words come out differently. There is more of a sense of confidence, but it's not like a selfish pride confidence, or it's not like I have the answer confidence. I am the guru. No, 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 no. This is what the universe really wants. No, 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 no. And you see the biggest leaders are doing this. I saw one, I'm not going to be a name dropper this time, but he's sitting there, you know, and he's speaking, and he's, and some scientists or whatever questioning him, and he's like getting, no, 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 no. And then went back to that, yes, I have the answers. When you're doing that, dividing yourself that way, it becomes too difficult to truly, truly heal the way that you really need to, the way that we really need to. So I'm going to put this one out also with some of the other ones. I hope people get it. If you are benefiting from it, you can let me know. I have a booklet if you want to get that. I have a couple books. And if it helps you, that's good. Also, I'm going to be honest, anyone who would want to support what I'm doing, as in donation wise, or having me present to groups, whatever, or people or counseling. I'm also a licensed counselor, as well as holistic counselor, certified hypnotherapist, all those kind of things. I've done energy healing, so many different kinds, so many schools, so many trainings. But I still think the most important thing, and all I do now, it's this for the most part, And in doing this, especially let's say if I'm doing one-on-one counseling with someone, the key part of it is for you not to so much get what I'm saying from what I'm saying, but to get something that's touching you inside. I use my heart area because I think this is such an important thing. Could be just another thing in the thinking part, but it helps. And sometimes these kind of tools help. But I think you'll get the better tool for you when you come from here out. And then you won't be reading so many books and you won't be having to go to so many seminars or doing this kind of practice. You'll find something so unique and genuine to you. And yeah, I need to say that also. The mantras that you get or the things that you get, the words you get, try to find them for you. Here's one of the simple practices that I do to help with that. Bringing it up to this place. Anything that's there that I see along with it, whether it's the stress or this, okay, I'm going to release you as best I can right now. Some people say, well, I'm practicing breath work. I'm not practicing. It just happened naturally. All of these things that you hear, all of these unique contemporary things are already here. You're here, you want to do that. You can feel a tingling sensation sometimes and you just release. Or sometimes you may not feel anything, but just go through the process, the practice anyway. Don't wait. Bringing the feeling up, there it is, whatever it might be. You might feel depressed, you might feel anxious, you might feel stressful. I'm feeling the stress a little bit because of everything that's going on. But I almost feel like it's in an area. So I'm here, okay, there you are. Release you as best I can right now. And then just replace you with what? Here's the key part. Not looking so much of a word or phrase or mantra in your brain, but replacing it for whatever you're feeling. In your thinking, I like to do it better because feelings are much more important. So me, for this part, I'm feeling life. That's just the word that came. Okay, life. There's a stress, there's life, and it's still there. It's not going to go away automatically. Some people it might, and that's fine. But it's not so much a practice where I got to get it out and then put it in. You could just be bringing it up and then replacing it with what comes to you. Whatever feeling or word, doesn't have to be a word. All right, I'm replacing you with it. I'm replacing you with It doesn't matter. What matters is that the results that come from it. The key results, of course, is that you feeling more and more whole with yourself. Another thing that really needs to occur is that the acts of synchronicity need to come in more and more. Why? Because we need feedback from the universe, from people. Some people say things like, oh no, I don't need to get any kind of thing back. I'm just giving and I don't want any recognition or any thank yous. I'm just happy just being totally anonymous. I'm living alone on a rock and I don't see anybody. No, I don't agree with that. I think we all need, as human beings, because we're not just beings. The balance is human beings. We'll be this for the rest of our lives. There'll always be some challenge. There'll always be some yin-yang kind of concept. So with that said, it's very important to learn to trust what's in us and then release things from there and fill ourselves with what we feel in any given moment. Like I was just speaking, and sometimes my train of thought kind of gets a little bit lost, but usually I come back to the places that are really important. And I'm trusting this within me. Not trying to find an end or beginning, but just trusting this in its more natural state, in what's more real right now in this moment. But the key part is I'm aware. I'm thinking, because you have to think in order to be aware. And sometimes, again, it may be difficult. Don't worry about if you're doing it right or wrong. Just like the Nike commercial says, just do it. Practicing from here, do it in increments if you're healing yourself. If it's really too overwhelming, bring things up in that place where that thing's been brought up, or after releasing it, Replace it with what's real for you in this positive, loving intention part of awareness, presence, and positive, loving intention. Yes. And keep doing that. And that's simple practice you can do all the time. And that's meditation. This is meditation. This is, to me, the best kind of meditation. One form is sitting there quietly, or doing your mantra over and over again. Another form to me is like if I'm driving my car, I'm going to still be aware. I'm aware of what I'm doing. I'm driving. But there's a sense of not losing it, not like, oh yeah, I'm going off. Being right here with it. Okay, I'm feeling my hand on the wheel. I'm driving. I'm looking at the scenery a little bit. I'm focusing on the road, making sure that, and that helps you too in focus. But my mind's not wandering. Okay, I got to get here now. I'm right there. I got to get here. I got to go to this place. Oh yeah, what's that other thing I got to remember to do? Or the mind just starts automatically going. Once it does that, because we're all doing this all day. We're focusing, yet our minds are somewhere else. So it's important to, okay, let me bring it back here. Oh, okay, I'm focusing driving and I'm just focused. Wow, yeah, I feel good here. Wow, I'm really focused, I'm driving, I'm relaxing more even. Wow, this is pretty cool. Wait a minute, the mind just went away again. I just started to just bring it back. Wow. So no matter what you're going through, no matter if the kids are in the way, if the jobs or this or that, your boss, you can still bring yourself back here and still focus on what they're doing or saying and still be here. And if you're practicing this more and more, it gets easier to listen to a lot of people's stuff without taking it too seriously, without becoming angry, upset, without going into that back and forth, I gotta be right, I gotta be wrong. It becomes a thing where things just kind of work out for the best. And I think this is one of the things I wanted to say, as you're doing this, you will get more acts of synchronicity. See, I knew it'd come back eventually. You'll get more acts of synchronicity, which we need. We need to know as human beings that we're going in the right direction. We need to know, we need to get love back as we're giving it as human beings. We need to be happiness. I'm helping someone, I'm helping myself. This is all good. Selfishly, I gotta have it. If I don't have it, it's no. There's this pattern now. We're gonna get in trouble sometimes, maybe, especially when you're making a stand, because you're gonna find yourself wanting to more and more. You're going to find yourself wanting to be more of that person that takes that risk and saying, no, I don't believe in you or this or what you're doing. No, this is what I believe is right. You're going to get fired and your friends are you're going to lose your money. You're going to lose your job. You can't do that. You know you can't do that. And then you look inside yourself and say, I think it's the best thing. I'm not sure, but there's something in me that's telling me I can't do this. Now, as a caution, don't just blurt out or do everything just because you think it's right. Let it resonate within yourself. And if you're concerned, take smaller steps, but always take steps toward the goal, the change. And there needs to be, and there will be, and there should be more and more immediate changes along the way, more and more acts of synchronicity along the way, more and more giving back along the way. Okay, I think I'm going to stop with that one. Let's see, I said, my website, I guess I do this part. I wish I knew more about this or could hire someone who could do this better. But anyway, as I said before, if you want to give donations, I love to get donations. I mean, I need money. We all do in this kind of society. But the most important thing is I want you to connect with me and heal. If nothing else happens, that's cool. Let me know, because that makes me feel better if you're being helped by these. I hope they're getting out there with YouTube. So many people are doing it. You never really know who's going to be listening. But if I get one person who gets this, that's cool. That's way cool. I hope to help a lot more. Let's see. One of our sites, our affiliate site, where we want to give people help, and also we're doing it to make some income, is www.mindbodyspirithelp.com. The other one, and there's two ways you can link into it. One way is going to ronholisticcounselor.com, and the other is how is it? This is long. The Holistic Energy Healing Institute. And if you took the letters out of it, it should spell the high. So it's the Holistic Energy Healing Institute. THEHI, the high. And it just came to me. It was really cool. Um, Bottom line, we need to change. We need to help change this world. That's what I want to try to help do. Hopefully, these kind of things can do that. We need so much change. We need so much. And it's important to be here and whole while you're doing it, not morbidly, oh my God, I have to, or yeah, everything's fine. There's a balance in between where it feels right and things just kind of work out quicker. So, thank you all. Uh, and yes, let's do this. Bye.